All right, let's play. Phones are not one thing. Flagship? Mid-ranger? You need to stop that. Different phones are built for different needs and wants. And I have a video on ways we can better classify our pocket computers. Spending a little time with the Red Magic 5S released last year, it presents some questions for where we might want to see gaming-focused hardware evolve for this year. Now, first, I wrote up a benchmark article on the 5S, which you can read on somegadgetguy.com. And there's definitely something to the idea of having a higher performance mode on a phone backed up by active cooling hardware. This phone has an adorable little fan to help vent heat. This thermal hardware helps the 5S not only keep pace, but often beat the Galaxy S21 in some of my more demanding real-world performance tests. Video rendering? Yep, the 5S is faster. File compression? The 5S is way faster. Batch processing 200 photos from a Sony a7 III? Yeah, the 5S is faster. And while the GPU is more powerful on the Galaxy S21, the 5S delivers a higher average frame rate and more consistent performance. The S21 can spike to a higher frame rate, but it can't hang. The new chipset from Qualcomm for 2021 is certainly more powerful, but it uses more battery and generates more heat, often throttling that performance advantage. And this is where gaming phone design could be more exciting. Pairing the new chipset with active cooling and a huge battery sounds like it might be the way to really get all the juice out of that new hardware. For 2021, I'm hoping we see a follow-up to this design with similar hardware. But I also hope Red Magic and other gaming brands are able to adopt better power management features. Sony deserves a ton of credit for popularizing HS power control. The Xperia 1 and 5 Mark II can power the phone while plugged in, but will radically restrict battery charging to reduce heat and battery wear. That's exactly the kind of feature I want to see highlighted more on high-performance gaming phones. Plug it in, game for as long as you want. We've got fans to vent the GPU heat, and then there's minimal wear and tear on the battery. This is dream hardware for folks that really want to drive high-performance portable computers. After that, it's really more a question of just keeping the good features. Stereo speakers, a headphone jack, these shoulder triggers, and a charger in the box. We don't want to lose anything here. It's hilarious, but gaming phones are becoming one of the more feature-complete categories and are starting to outpace productivity phones. If I had any major additions for a Red Magic 6, stylus support would be handy for certain titles, where fine point control could help, especially for those games where my fat little sausage fingers might block too much of the screen. And a more responsive haptic motor is always on the list. Gaming phones, especially with more modest price tags, often include floppy or buzzy, futzy motors, and Android will eventually enable haptic support for audio, where the motor buzzing complements your audio, kind of like a subwoofer. I'm pretty sure Sony was the first to natively include that feature too. That little extra bit of tactile feedback is something I'd really want on hardware like this. So what would you want to see next in a gaming phone? Do we need the same focus on high performance guts while more people are starting to stream their games? Is there a place on mobile app stores for increasingly demanding titles to be rendered locally? Do we need more RGBs? Drop some comments down below. Let's have a chat. This kind of stuff is really fun. And a huge shout out to Ricky, the YouTube tech guy, for letting me take his Red Magic 5S for a spin. Ricky runs a great channel and community conversation, so give him a look-see and tell him I sent you. As always, thanks so much for watching, for sharing these videos, subscribing to the channel. Supporting your favorite content creators, super critical these days, so I greatly appreciate those of you who are checking out the links down in the description below. Maybe you're shopping a little merch. That kind of stuff really does help keep production rolling on this channel. You can catch a full list of all my affiliates and partnerships on somegadgetguy.com, or you might consider joining the list of names scrolling by on your screen from my Patreon, patreon.com/somegadgetguy. This list is basically a collection of the coolest tech pals on the web, so I hope you'll check them out. Now, you know where you can find me around the rest of the internet at somegadgetguy on the Twitters and the Twitch and the Facebooks and the Instagrams. And I will catch you all on the next video.